Derrick Henry who? What's poppin', y'all? It's your man, Cloutboy Bales, and welcome to another special edition of Wisco Sports! I don't know what to say. My level of excitement right now is just unreal. I don't know. I'm stunned. We demolished the Tennessee Titans. This was a game I was anticipating, back and forth, maybe both teams scoring in the 30s. No, we blew them out at home. I did not anticipate this at all. In my opinion, most complete game the Packers have played so far this year. And to all the people that say the Packers only beat bad teams, blah, 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 we just crushed a team that has probably an offense just as good as ours, okay? What happened tonight just obviously, I think, what I've seen tonight, I think Rodgers, will win the MVP. That's one thing. Because, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, are 13-1. And, of course, as you know, Patrick Mahomes probably will not play next week. So we won't get to see much of him. So, of course, Aaron Rodgers, this was the game. He had nothing to lose. He had an outstanding game. He did throw one pick, but you got to get so much credit to him. He had, 4 touchdowns, and he's one shy of his all-time record. He had 45 in one season, and to be honest, obviously, because of where we stand, we have to, of course, play our starters next week, which, I didn't really want it to happen, but it's okay. Honestly, they don't need too much rest. I mean, look at what happened in 2011. But Packers are just... at least they didn't lose to the New York Knicks, but whatever. Anyways, the Packers just looked unbelievable. Rodgers, 20 out of 25, 231 yards, 4 touchdowns and an interception, 128 quarterback rating. He would have been in the 140s if the pick didn't happen. He tried to force one thing later on in the game, and that didn't happen. How about Davante Adams? Obviously, he's my MVP of the game. He just had the game of his life. Again, 11 catches, 142 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's just simply unbelievable. I mean, it's like, you look at all these numbers. All these other people get all these little catches. I mean, look at Adams. I mean, he's uncoverable. He's unreal. I mean, how no one can cover the guy. Seriously. And then the other touchdown went to Equanimeous St. Brown, his first career touchdown. Second. His first career touchdown catch. There we go. For 21 yards. And then other people, just kind of got a couple, 1 or 2 catches in the game, only for a couple yards. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Now, before I obviously get to what I was talking about in this game, Adams, being the MVP of today's game, I got to give my shout out to the man himself, AJ Dillon, who, my gosh, we just simply found ourselves our next star. 21 carries, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The guy is unreal. The Titans could not tackle him. He was unstoppable. He finally had himself this phenomenal game. We finally played him, and it finally paid off. I'm stoked. We finally, I love Aaron Jones because he also went for 10 carries for 94 yards. Well, actually, kind of fewer than that because he had a big run he stepped out of bounds, but the refs didn't see it. But oh well, it worked in our favor. But regardless, as much as I want the Packers to re-sign Aaron Jones, I personally don't want to. I'm excited about AJ Dillon. This guy is going to be unbelievable. The most complete win ever. Rodgers having an unbelievable game. Dillon finally exploding. Jones actually doing some stuff too. Davante Adams being Davante Adams. And how about the defense? Our defense probably had the best game they ever played this year. Only 14 points allowed. Of course, the Titans. Tannehill went 11 out of 24 for 121 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 3 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. He had a 45-yard touchdown run, which was pretty crazy. Faked out the entire defense and just ran for it. And then the other one was to Jonnu Smith on the receiving game. AJ Brown, 4 catches, 43 yards. Jonnu Smith, 3 for 30 and a touchdown. And then everyone else just kind of did the same thing. No catches for Corey Davis. Derrick Henry had 23 carries for 98 yards. I mean, that's just, everything had their complete game. Talking about the defense. Chris Barnes led the way, 7 total tackles, 5 of them solo. We really got to the quarterback so many times today. Tannehill was sacked twice. We also picked him off twice. Darnell Savage got his 4th pick of the year. Christian Kirksey got his 2nd. Everyone had their game. Everyone had about a lot of games. Gary had himself a great game, tackle-wise. Amos had a great game, tackle-wise. King, Smith, Zadarius Smith, Kirksey all had quarterback hits. Zadarius Smith and Christian Kirksey were also the ones that had sacks. Of course, he wasn't really much of a factor on the defense, but obviously with the interception, that is what mattered. And another thing, we didn't even punt today. We didn't even punt the ball. So if you're wondering how well we played, that just proved it. We didn't even punt the ball. Our offense was on the field the entire night. Crazy. Starting out, we went down, we scored, missed the extra point, got me a little worried, then we went down, scored again, and then Tannehill throws a pick, we score again, we're up 19 to something. The play of the game, in my opinion, had to be the missed call. The Titans got called for an offside. We went for a field goal. It was blocked, and it was taken back almost for a touchdown. And unfortunately, then the refs just decided to call an offsides. Personally, I don't know if it really even was offsides or not. Didn't really look like it. But what happened was we ended up, we went for it on the 4th down. But still, regardless, that play changed everything because, I don't think it would have mattered because Tennessee went down and scored on the next drive. But our offense was just, after that one Tannehill run, that completely faked out our entire defense in my mind and everyone, all world's mind. But our offense just did not look back. We just kept rolling, kept scoring, doing whatever you could. And of course, 1 pick, but, we were just unstoppable. Rodgers, 44 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on the year. His quarterback rating is just unreal. Clearly, in my mind, he's the MVP. I can't really say anything else. So, yeah, that's that. That's my thoughts on the game. Packers, I think, had their most complete game of the year. You got to love it. You can't. Can't not love it. And you got to enjoy the ride. That's the best thing you got to say. That's that. So, anyways, I was hoping to include in my video that, the Rams would defeat the Seahawks today, but unfortunately that did not happen, which means we have to technically play again next week, because if this ends up in a tiebreaker, we, unfortunately, we still got a game lead over the Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints, but of course if we lose and those 2 teams win and this ends up in a tiebreaker, Seattle's got the tiebreaker against us. Stupid NFL rules. I don't get it. But, if we could have had one of those wins back against, like, Minnesota, for example, or that fumble, by Scantling, if we could have had one of those 2 wins or something like that, we wouldn't even be bothering this. We would just be sitting there and we wouldn't even be bothered by this next week. Rodgers, Adams wouldn't even be playing next week. We would have all these backups in, but here's the thing. thing is, we have to play. We're going to be going into Chicago. I do not want to lose to the Bears, and then what happens is we have to play them again in the playoffs. If that happens, I'm going to be very furious. Okay? I know how it is. You think of it, and you saw the last time when we played the Bears, they looked terrible. They looked like trash. After that loss, what the heck happened? They got it together. They destroyed the... I think they had like one more loss in there. Yeah, after they lost, just got demolished by the Packers and lost an upset to the Lions. They destroy the Texans. They destroy... I mean, these last couple games, they've been putting up monster points. Well, I don't know what happened, but the Bears' offense just suddenly woke up. Like, it's been in hibernation. Well, I mean, the Bears. But I want to put them in hibernation. That's what I want. I mean... We have to. I mean, Aaron Rodgers simply has to. I mean, we got to do it. I don't want to see the Bears making the playoffs, and I want to do it. I want to finish it. I want to make sure they don't get into the playoffs and they get some shitty pick in the draft. I'm sorry about my language, but that's my thing. That's my theory. This is something that we got. Our game got flexed to 325. But it's just, the thing is, if the Packers keep playing like they do, there's going to be really not much fans at Soldier Field. There's not really going to be much. It's going to be the same atmosphere. The thing is, Trubisky's been playing phenomenal. This Bears offense has been playing phenomenal. That's a team that you just don't really want to play. They just demolished the Jaguars, but it's the Jaguars and they have nothing to play for. They're going to get Trevor Lawrence, so that's the only thing they'll get because the Jets lost today. But yeah, I think, the Packers know what cost they have. Obviously, I'll be cheering for the 49ers. They actually look really good as they beat as they actually beat Arizona. Who would have ever thought? But, the Bears end up having to, we end up beating the Bears, they'll get kicked out of the playoffs because maybe Arizona will beat the Rams. Who knows? Yeah, it's a weird scenario. Everything is really combobbled. Look at the AFC. A team that's has a 10-5 team might lose, or 11-5 or a 10-6 team is gonna not make the playoffs in the West. It's just crazy how a lot of these teams are super good this year. It's exciting. It's just an exciting time to be a Packer fan, and I gotta get one more win against the Bears. I want this. I know I need this. They want the bye. They deserve the bye. This Packers team, after what I saw tonight, they deserve it. They gotta keep pushing. They gotta keep pulling through. And later or not, you gotta keep, the defense has gotta keep up. They're playing a lot better. And that's that. I'm excited. So, anyways, hopefully I'll be making one more positive video before playoffs start, and then I'll take a little time off so I don't have to make a video about the Packers. I don't want to see them play a wild card game. I just don't. I need a break from watching the Packers. I just need a break from stress, because Sundays it's just stressful for me. Got to enjoy it best I can. So, anyways, of course, this will probably be my last video before the new year. So, of course, to everybody, Happy New Year. Obviously, we'll get through it. 2021 is going to be a new start, new fresh things, and you got to enjoy it. So, anyways, it's Man Club Boy Bills. We will see you next time. Stay safe, be smart, and go Pack Go. We'll see you next time.